reception at a beautiful and lovely mansion down here in God's waiting room known as Boca Raton. All the venue information and travel information and hotel information are on this page. We have a limited number since it is at a private residence of early bird VIP seats. So go ahead and grab those now. But folks, I haven't had a live trade brief like this in a long time. The market knew the president was going to withdraw from the Iran Accord. The guy ran for election on getting out of this thing. He telegraphed it months ago, calling parts of it ridiculous. John Kerry, who's been breaking the Logan Act overseas, and also potentially committing treason or sedition. Folks, this was nuts. I just got to tell you, in the live trade brief, right here, we started the live trade brief at 1 o'clock. Right around here is when I said I would put on a June, listen to me, a June 210 200 bull put spread on Raytheon right here. 3, 2, 1, the president starts speaking. That more or less was a declaration of war. We were trading live during this. I said right here, not here, but I could tell after this little pullback and the higher, once we leveled off here, I said get out of it. This trade made $2,300 in, what was that, 13:45, let's just say half an hour. Let's just say a half an hour, folks. $2,300 in a half an hour. I don't day trade. I don't do that, but you can make $2,300, which was a 60% gain on that trade. It was a June trade. It was out a month from now, or actually, a little over a month from now. I say get out of it, folks. That was epic. Now it's going to take the liberal media, kind of like Zuckerberg testifying in front of Congress, and like the next week, people saying, "Oh, he did great. That was awesome." I'm like, are you mental? Did you watch the same thing I did? Kind of, that's what was going on with this. I'm like, folks, that was a declaration of war, more or less. This speech was to two people. It was to, what's his name, the Ayatollah and Netanyahu. It was a green light for Netanyahu to go bomb the shit out of Iran, and it was also a red light to the Ayatollah saying, we will come and level you. I'm furious about this. 8 years under Barack Hussein Obama, the Pentagon was never, ever allowed to even mention that one U.S. soldier, Marine, or airman were killed by Iranians. Today, you heard it from this president, not the Manchurian candidate that we elected, but this man. You heard it from the White House, where he said Iranian forces have been killing Americans. That's epic. Barack Hussein Obama, whatever keynote you're given for 300 grand a day, wherever you are in the world, you're a disgrace. You're a disgusting American, and I'm so glad you're gone. The Iranian forces have been killing Americans. They've been making complex IEDs. They've been, they more or less funded and staffed and trained the resistance in Iraq. They've killed Americans. Friends, countrymen, fathers, brothers, sisters, it's awful. So this dude ain't messing around. And he said, effective immediately. Yesterday in the live trade brief, we also closed a trade today, our one-day bull put spread, our weekly options trade from yesterday. It was up 50%. Was it $1,500 in a day, folks? So what a great time trading here. But yesterday we put on this bull put spread because I said, you know what, folks, I think he's probably going to wait to Saturday because he doesn't want to mess around with the market. Man, I was wrong. But yesterday afternoon when he said, hey, I'm going to announce what I'm doing tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I'm like, this dude's crazy like a fox. I think he's going to say, hey, I'm probably going to bail out of this thing, but you have until Saturday to change my mind. Holy crap, I was wrong on that too. When it comes to this, man, volatility and uncertainty reign. So he sat down and signed the damn thing. He's like, we're done. We're out. Now I get that the dude jumped on TV and said, oh, we're going to stay in the deal and, with the other Europeans. Folks, I don't give a shit what Macron and France think or Theresa May or Merkel think. I really don't care. I feel like Netanyahu doesn't give a shit about the world. He loves the United States and Trump and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, his job is to care about Israel. So I don't care about France, England, or Germany, what they have to think about this deal. They're not the ones they don't scream on a daily basis, death to Germany or death to France, and light their flags on fire. They say it about Israel and the United States. So him saying he's going to stay in the agreement and this and that is trying to give him a little bit of air cover. So when Israel, not if, when Israel does start striking, he can say, hey, at least I tried to stay in this deal. It's a load of crap. And you know for a fact, because I've told you that Israel's been flying their JSFs, their Joint Strike Fighters, American-made Joint Strike Fighters over Iran, and they can't see them. So this is about to get a hell of a lot worse. And this announcement today, folks, it was kind of like an earnings announcement. What do I mean by that? This was like a smack in the face. So look at what happened. He announced, hey, I'm going to withdraw, and everybody in the market went, oh my God, why is volatility coming in? And then it exploded like, wait, this dude ain't kidding, and now it's coming in again. It's selling off. Do not believe any of this chart. From the pundits tonight on the evening news to the papers around the world to the Asian markets, this needs to be digested. When I say it's like earnings and a slap in the face, usually that's what happens. You stand there, you rub your face and go, okay, let me digest this and see what this means. This is ginormous, folks. There are sanctions. There are immediate impacts. There's oil. There's companies. You can't do business with these guys anymore. There's banking that needs to be shut down. And Secretary Mnuchin, who you haven't heard much from on the China trade talks, which I'll get to in a second, Secretary Mnuchin said, hey, it's going to take maybe 60 to 120 days to do this, which also tells me that there is a little bit of trunksmanship in here going, hey, it's going to take about 3 to 6 months to really make this, us get out of this thing. What's that give people time to do? Time to unfornicate the deal, okay? So, but also look at this, folks. Ivan and Steve's, the first time I've seen this dude in a couple weeks has been about this Iran deal today. There ain't shit going on with the trade talks with China, and you haven't seen Larry Kudlow. Remember last month, Larry Kudlow was like the market whisperer. We freaked out on the potential trade wars with China. Look at this thing. And then Larry Kudlow had to run out on the White House lawn to the closest microphone and say, no, they're there. They're there, market. We'll take care of you. We won't have any of these nasty trade wars. That ain't what China's thinking, folks. So, but look at this chart. These bounces off the moving averages and resistance to going through other moving averages are getting. This is not a good chart. Connect these highs. Is anybody, if you're a political science major, former fighter pilot like me, that ain't bullish. And if you know me, you know I'm a perpetual bull, but not right now, man. I predicted that rollover through the 50. I predicted we wouldn't hit the 50 after everybody called me crazy for saying Facebook earnings wouldn't say us, and they also called me crazy last week when Apple's okay, Wiz, you're right. Facebook didn't save us. Apple will. Now you're still wrong. I said we're not even going to get. We're not going to hit the 50, and we rolled over. If you can tell me what the bullish case for this market to go higher is, I am all ears. I wrote Q1 up here, right? I said Q1 earnings are going to save us, and right here when we hit the 50, and the market yawned on Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, and Morgan Stanley record earnings, I said, oh boy, look out below. So trust me, the market eventually will get on its horse and go up. We have some great macroeconomic data, don't we? The unemployment rate. Oh, how about this scumbag? The eyeliner wearing Attorney General of New York, the head of the resistance, the Me Too movement that's going to take down Donald Trump, smacks around women and chokes them. But he says it was consensual. Hey, ass, it ain't consensual when the woman doesn't consent. You need two people to consent. You're a disgusting human being. And this was the guy that was going to prosecute Harvey Weinstein. I wonder what else is going on in this. It's a house of cards on the left, folks, isn't it? Isn't it gross? From Oprah Winfrey feeding women essentially to Jabba the Weinstein to the New York Attorney General. I will remind the president that nobody is above the law. Neither are you, jackass. Anyway, but unemployment is, we had some great numbers last week, folks. It was really, really, really good. The jobless rate, 3.9%. Since the first time since I was still wearing a flight suit on active duty and my son Matthew was born in Balboa Naval Hospital. Today was his last day of high school. 18-year-old kid, last day of high school. That's the last time we saw unemployment or the jobless rate that low. So, folks, I get that there's some good underlying here, but listening to that speech, I'm going to listen to it again. Because I was trying to, multitask and type and answer people and look at our Raytheon trade, I got to be honest with you, man, that was essentially a declaration of war. That's as close as I've heard a declaration of war in a long, long time. So great trade, great 30-minute trade, $2,300 gain on Raytheon. And here's we had put 2 Raytheon trades, and look at the other one. We are doing a nice steady climb. The 210, what's it priced at? The 210. I looked at the what was it? The 210 200. It was like, I forget what it was. Exactly, I don't have my notes in front of me, but it was awesome. What a great day, man. We're having a blast here. Do me a favor. It got as low as like 317. We looked at like 450 or something, and it got as low as 317. How many contracts? I think it was 15, whatever. But, folks, we're having a great time here at TGO. Do me a favor. Come see us. Come hang out in God's Waiting Room, Boca Raton, on Saturday, June 30th. We're going to have a VIP cocktail reception and appetizers and all that stuff after the event at a private residence. And everybody's going to be crashing right here at the Hyatt Place right down the street. Beautiful, beautiful place, great venue. And there's a Louis Bossi's right downstairs. Maybe we'll do cocktails the night before there or something like that. But anyway, all right, folks, I got to get going. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. I'll talk to you guys for Wednesday's market SITREP.